Northwest University community, welcome and thank you for joining us. The NWU Council had its fourth and last meeting for 2023. We are joined by our Council Chairperson, Mr. Bert Sorgdrager, and a special guest. Bert, good afternoon.
Baie dankie, Angeline. Last week we were at the Alumni Awards in Pretoria, and today I'm here with you in the studio with Renee. So, Council today had to elect a deputy chair due to a vacancy, and I'm glad and proud to announce that Renee was duly elected as the deputy chair of the Northwest Council today, and I'm really looking forward working with her going forward.
Congratulations, Renee.
Thank you, Angeline, and thank you very much for having me here.
Bert, one of the most important matters, of course, on today's agenda was definitely the approval of the mid-year performance report, as well as the approval of the 2024 annual performance plan. Can you perhaps share some of the most important matters in the APP that will have an impact on taking the NWU forward?
So, Angeline, as we reported previously, Council approved the strategic plan for the next 10 years. That was approved, and the APP is largely based on the strategic plan that was approved. It is an enhancement of the existing plan. There's no dramatic changes, but as I said, it is an enhancement. So the APP, which is a formal document which we have to deliver, is based largely on the enhanced strategy of taking the NWU forward in the next 10 years.
Bert, of course, getting feedback from our Vice-Chancellor is always on top of the agenda points. Do you mind to give us an update on this?
Yes, Angeline. As is customary, with every council meeting, the VC updates council on recent developments and on long-term developments. Everything is on track. I think the most exciting thing next year is the 20th year of of the merged entity, and we of course will have a celebratory year, and as and when things unfold, stakeholders will be updated with what we plan for the year.
Bert, we are of course moving into the new year, and the 2024 budget was approved, as well as other financial matters. Do you care to share some of the insights with our stakeholders?
Yes, Angeline. The CFO made a presentation on the budget, and I'm glad to report the budget was approved. Of course, the budget is based on scenarios and assumptions, but this is a yearly process that we undertake. The budget also has got some flexibility if there are changes in the future. In particular, the NSFAS element is something that's always something that we've got to keep an eye on. But in general, yes, we're comfortable with the budget going into next year.
Renee, care to share a little bit more on that as well?
Angeline, I think it's important to note that although the budget's approved, there may be directives from the Department of Higher Education that we will have to take into consideration at the time when it arrives. So it is dependent on, those scenarios are dependent on future outcomes from the department itself.
Renee, we all know that we have to address employment equity. How is the NWU performing in this regard, and are we reaching our targets?
So I think, again, Council approved the submissions to the department by the end of December. Part of that, of course, in comparison to 2017, is that we took into account what the focus areas will be for 2024 to 2026. And those would incorporate the target focus on designated groups and people with disabilities, retention strategies, succession planning, and most importantly, the culture of the organization needs to be considered. To date, in comparison from 2017 to now, good strides have been made. But of course, from a legislative perspective, we need to do our bit as well. So we have set the targets quite high for 2024 to 2026.
And I'm certain those will be achieved. Thanks, Renee.
Do our best to do that, yes.
Bert, the awarding of 3 honorary doctorate awards were also approved, and I've heard that a specific one might be of great interest. Without letting the cat out of the bag, can you maybe tell us a little bit more on this?
Yes, Angeline, Council, as is its right to do, awarded 3 honorary doctorates, of course, following a certain process to come to Council for approval. Honorary doctorates are actually honoring extraordinary people doing extraordinary things, but there's a certain protocol to be followed, and the recipients must be contacted, but as and when we will let the cat out of the bag.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see who gets that doctorate. Bert, thank you so much for joining us today. Renee, thank you so much, and congratulations once again. Best wishes ahead.
Thanks very much, Angeline.
Well, Northwest University community, thank you so much for joining us. This was our last council meeting for 2023. Thank you so much to Bert, as he always updates us with important matters pertaining our university. I wish you a safe and wonderful festive season and a wonderful 2024. Keep safe.